Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most important aspects of personal finance: how to create a budget that actually works. Whether you're trying to save for a big purchase, pay off debt, or simply gain better control over your finances, a well-planned budget is the key. So, let's get started. Why budgeting is crucial. Before we jump into the how, let's talk about why budgeting is so important. Budgeting gives you control over your money. Instead of wondering where your money went at the end of the month, you get to tell it where to go. It's about making intentional choices with your money rather than reacting to financial emergencies. And remember, it's not just for people who are struggling with money. Budgeting is helpful for everyone, no matter how much you make. Control your money instead of it controlling you. Helps with goal setting. Prepares you for emergencies. Reduces financial stress. Budgeting helps with goal setting, emergency preparedness, and reducing financial stress. It's about bringing peace and clarity into your financial life. Types of budgets. There's more than one way to budget. Let's quickly touch on the different methods so you can pick the one that suits your lifestyle best. Zero-based budgeting. 50/30/20 rule. Envelope system. Pay yourself first budgeting. First up is zero-based budgeting. This method is pretty simple. You allocate every dollar you earn towards something, whether it's bills, savings, or fun spending, until you've spent your entire income on paper. Next, the 50/30/20 rule allocates 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or paying off debt. The envelope system is more hands-on, where you use cash to allocate your spending for different categories. Finally, pay yourself first budgeting prioritizes saving by setting aside money for savings and investments before allocating the rest. Choose the one that works best for you. But remember, the best budget is the one you can stick to. Steps to create a budget that works. Now, let's get into the step-by-step guide on how to create a budget that actually works. Track your income. First, you need to know exactly how much money you're bringing in each month. This includes your salary, freelance income, side gigs, and any other sources. Be as accurate as possible because knowing your true income is the foundation of a good budget. Track all income sources. Include side jobs or freelance work. List your expenses. Next, list all of your monthly expenses. These will include fixed expenses like rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, and transportation, as well as variable expenses like entertainment and dining out. Don't forget those once-in-a-while expenses like car maintenance or annual subscriptions. Fixed expenses. Variable expenses. Irregular expenses. Tracking your spending will help you spot any patterns and determine where you may need to cut back. Set your financial goals. Once you know your income and expenses, it's time to set your financial goals. Are you trying to build an emergency fund, pay off debt, save for a vacation, or invest for the future? Setting clear, realistic goals will motivate you to stick to your budget. Emergency fund. Paying off debt. Short and long-term savings goals. Make sure your goals are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Categorize and prioritize. Now, divide your expenses into categories: needs versus wants. Prioritize the essentials like housing, utilities, food, and transportation. After that, you can allocate money to your wants like entertainment, dining out, or travel. Essentials first. Discretionary spending second. Be realistic with wants. Remember, it's okay to have some fun money in your budget, but make sure it's planned for. Adjust and balance. This is the key part. Once you've allocated money to your categories, you need to see if your income covers all your expenses. If it doesn't, you'll need to make adjustments by cutting some discretionary spending or finding ways to increase your income. Cut back on wants. Find additional income streams. Make sure every dollar has a job. Track your progress. A budget is only as good as the tracking system behind it. Review your budget regularly, monthly or weekly, to ensure you're staying on track. Make adjustments if your income changes or if unexpected expenses come up. Track and adjust weekly or monthly. Use apps like Mint, Inab, or a spreadsheet. Don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. Budgeting is a process, and it can take a few months to perfect it. Tips for staying on track. Alright, now that you have your budget, here are some tips to help you stick to it. Tip 1. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account. That way, you're prioritizing savings without having to think about it. Tip 2. Avoid impulse purchases. Give yourself a 24-hour rule before making any non-essential purchases. This cooling-off period can help you avoid impulse buys. Tip 3. Use cash for discretionary spending. Consider using cash for things like dining out and entertainment. Once the cash is gone, you've hit your limit for the month. Automate savings. 24-hour rule for purchases. Use cash for variable expenses. With these tips, you'll find it easier to stick to your budget, and soon enough, it'll become second nature. Common budgeting mistakes to avoid. Before we wrap up, let's go over some common budgeting mistakes and how to avoid them. Being too strict. While it's good to be disciplined, being too strict can lead to burnout. Build some flexibility into your budget. Not tracking spending. Even with a budget, if you're not tracking your actual spending, you might miss where your money is really going. Not adjusting as needed. Your budget should be flexible. If your income or expenses change, make sure to adjust your budget accordingly. Don't be too strict. Track actual spending. Adjust when necessary. A budget is meant to work for you, not against you. So don't be afraid to make changes as your financial situation evolves. Creating a budget that works doesn't have to be complicated, but it does require some planning and commitment. The important thing is to get started, track your progress, and be patient as you make adjustments along the way. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment with any questions or tips of your own, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to click the notification bell so you won't miss any videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your budgeting journey.